In this video, we'll take a look at replacing the transmission fluid in a 2017 Camry. First step is to remove the drain plug with a 6mm hex bit, otherwise known as a star bit. And we can see Brian removing that and dropping it into the fill tank.
Drain the transmission fluid. I don't really care about having the drain plug out because I'll just drop it right into the case, into my holding tank, because there's going to be a secondary piece in there that we'll have to take out.
Next, we will remove the secondary plastic plug. This plug is used in aiding the proper fill level of the transmission. But we're going to cheat, and we're looking at the transmission, and there's been no issues of seepage or leakage. So we're measuring how much fluid comes out, and we're going to put the exact same fluid back in. Conservation of mass, we recognize that's going to fill it to the correct level. Next, we will put that secondary plug back in. Doesn't need to be too tight. Hand tight is fine. Now we're measuring the quantity of that fluid. You can see the directions here. If we do not measure the quantity properly, and it's a matter of filling it back up, heating up the engine until it overflows. But since we know the proper fluid quantity, we're putting that gasket back in, or that plug back in, tightening it down to 35 foot-pounds, and now we're going to fill it back up. You can remove the left front wheel, or you can turn it to the side.
One there. One here. And then there's one other one back here.
The last step, we're going to remove the fill plug.
The fill point is right there. It's going to be a 24 or a 15/16.
Now, like a lot of fill processes, when you're underneath of the vehicle, you're going to need a pressurized container to fill that back up. We have the link to an inexpensive one online, but you can't pour it in. You have to pressurize it in, effectively with a giant syringe or a fill container. And then we're going to put that fill plug back on, torque it down to 20 foot-pounds. And we're going to reinstall that minor splash shield with the 2 bolts and the push pin. Taking care of your transmission will significantly reduce the chance of engine failure or transmission failure. Great job to Brian and Tom.